right here in the exterior of 5838 Nashville. The siding looks good. Everything looks tight. Enclosed soffits, the fascias attached. All the gutters look good. We'll go around back, but you can see there is no backyard neighbor. There's some type of a business back there. Architectural shingles on the roof looks good. Landscaping looks good, curb appeal. The neighborhood is typical of Dogtown. Same houses you see all over. You've got typical 1950s, post World War II, 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom and 1 bath. Relatively quiet. You can hear a little bit of the traffic from Hampton and from 44 and from 40. Okay, as we enter into the house, it appears to be laminate flooring, vinyl laminate. See the ceiling fan. I do kind of smell a little bit of an odor, maybe. Feels kind of like moisture, but can't put my finger on it. You can see these older vents. This is probably a little older building, maybe from the 40s. The floor's not exactly even. There is a bit of a divot, which you can't see on camera, but you can hear that creak. That's from the difference in the, there's actually a soft spot where I'm kind of standing on as you kind of enter into the kitchen. That's not tile, that's peel and stick. It's groutable peel and stick. So it looks exactly like tile, but it's not. You hear those creaks. Me stepping on the floor, that's because you wouldn't really want to tile it because it's not even. Big front bedroom, lots of light, all the walls are, seem to fit together nicely. Probably plaster. If it's worked there, like an elam beam. Don't see any signs of moisture in the ceiling. A little bit, if you look at that wall, you can see, that it's older. This house is probably older than I think. It's probably mid-40s. I'm gonna have to look that up. I like what they've done in the kitchen here. This is it's kind of a tiny house type kitchen. So they've used a smaller refrigerator. You see this a lot in the lofts and in the smaller spaces. Smaller refrigerator, gas oven, outside vented oven vent, which is nice. Newer windows, double pane. Not a lot of cabinets. Pretty typical gas pipe and board shelves that have used a unique sink, kind of a modern version of a farm sink. Still, does it allow? Okay, they were thoughtful enough to let that actually fit. And then you've got the nice kitchen faucet. Butcher block counters, natural wood. Those are usually just oiled with type of, I forget what they call it. Like linseed oil is what it is. These almost look like they're varnished though. Everything fits together. If this comes across on camera, don't be concerned. That's just a paint strip. That's not really anything to be worried about. A couple nail holes, the typical. Solid wood doors. A curious little thing here. Access, that's your access. So they've used cabinet doors. That's your access to the plumbing and the shower. Nice bright bathroom, subway tile. This is a glazed tub, so it's a cast iron tub. Best I can tell, it could be new, but it appears to be glazed. Updated to code plumbing with a single handle. Plenty of space. Even it's your typical tight little 5x5 bathroom. All right. pantry, nice big pantry storage area. That's why you don't really need a lot of cabinets. This huge pantry here. It's right above the area where the stairs go downstairs. Okay, that's not the code either. You gotta switch this out. The seller will have to switch this out with one with a knob. You can't have a deadbolt that requires a key, and that's because if that key's missing, you're not gonna be able to get out if there's a fire. Plus, there's no handle, but it is original. All right, here we go. Here's where the magic is. Now this looks dry to me. Not been recently painted, as you can see from the marks here. Now, this is maybe 6 feet high. Maybe 6 feet high. I mean, I'm literally up against the board. Like, here, I'm gonna turn the light on here so you can see. So, this is eye level to me. So my mic and my camera are hitting the ceiling there. This is where if I hit my head, I really wreck it. But you can call 1985 if you want to. Then here's your furnace. It looks to be serviceable. You know, it's not super new, but it doesn't look. It'll have to be inspected. It's 18 is the last date on this sticker for chowning, and that's who I use to inspect. All right, you got a PVC stack, and it's painted black, but it's PVC. It's been updated. You can see there. All right, hunch it over here to do laundry. That would be painful. Absolutely painful for me. A little extra storage here. It does look to be dry. I can't see the walls. I don't love that. These are poured foundation walls, though. They're not block. They're poured. The floors are even. I don't see any concern. There's a little bit of water here. And you see these boards? That's not like any kind of... sometimes you'll see that little edge, and that's a type of drain system. That's not what that is. That's just boards. So this water came from somewhere, this moisture. See a new panel there. Plenty of room on it, of course. It's a 100 amp panel. All right. Hope I make it out of this basement alive. I'm going to make it over here. This is where all the short people do their laundry. Got a nice newer water heater. You know, brand new. It's from 1996, so practically brand new. Real common. I mean, that's obviously the useful. I'm joking. The useful life is about 10 years. You could expect it to last a little bit longer, but of course, here in St. Louis, 25 years is not a big deal. But yeah, that manufacture date is 1996. And then we go over to the, there's your gas meter. Nothing that I really am concerned about. I'm looking for moisture. I'm looking for cracks. I don't see any. You know, they got a lot of stuff down here. They don't have any bad smells. So probably what I smelled upstairs is from them cleaning. But you know, anybody under 5'10" might not even complain about the basement. And then we go to the outside, and this is the real sales feature. And they did a really good job with this. You know, just some simple things that they did that make this really appealing. The first one that you can see in the pictures online is that it has a covered patio, a big one. I mean, this is a good sized patio, and that's pretty common. They close the roof, and you see that wave there. That's just because there's not a whole lot to tack it to. So that happens when you've got that long run of that what is normally meant to be soffit covering, and it's only just a few feet. The gutter's in good shape. Probably reach up there and see if they're clean or not. And of course, looking at the neighbors, checking it out. We don't have any behind us. It drops off a hill and then it goes down into and I don't know what factory that is, if that's CK or who that is. Over there, you're right on top of your next door neighbors. We go over here, I could tell the AC gauge. There's probably equal to the furnace, and it looks like it's from I would take a guess it'll either 2011 or 2014. You don't see the date. It's kind of dirty. These fins, you don't want to mess. So these fins are kind of mashed together. That just restricts the airflow. It shortens the life of the unit. The dirt restricts the airflow, causes it to burn out a little bit quicker than it should. So all that should be hosed off. But it doesn't look to be anything worse than what I've seen most places. We'll take a little trip around the side here just to see what we're getting into. We got so all this sidewalk, what I'm looking for, you see how you got this concrete wall here, that gutter gets clogged, then this is where the water's going. You got no seal between the concrete and the basement. However, it's all coming back. You might not be able to tell by the window wells, but the direction or the swale of the water is coming towards me. And it's got a good 8-inch drop from the front of the house. All the windows are wrapped and covered and tight. So I'm not too concerned, but I have a feeling the inspector is going to say, hey, drop some caulk saver, which is a little kind of almost the same material as pipe insulation. You put it in there, pour some caulk or some leveling agent, whatever that is, that just that you drop on it to cover cement cracks to keep that moisture out from in between there. This is all buried. So this concrete work, this flat work's been done recently. It looks really nice. It was done professionally. You know, if you have some family members you don't really want to be in the big party, you put them on the little party pad, or you can move that around and park a car. Another thing to look at on the outside is the service line. This service line is rusted, but it's still in good shape. Sometimes it won't be encased in that type of conduit or whatever that's called, and it'll be frayed. And that's so this service line, this brown part, that rusty part, that belongs to you. Where those connections are, that belongs to Ameren, all the way out to the pole. So if there were a problem between those 3 wires, it's called triplex wire that splits out. If there were a problem between that and the pole, that's on Ameren. Anything to do with this part belongs to you. So it looks like an older meter. Ain't no thing. There's nothing really to be concerned about. Fence is in great shape. So got a little bit of a tree growing into it. I mean, nothing really. This side over here, this is always a concern. Without a survey, you don't know who really owns this. So this little concrete wall here, and you see where the fence has been. I'm on the fence row here, and it's bent a little bit. You may look at it and say, hey, I'm not going to worry about it. It's nothing I'm ever going to deal with. It's only a foot high. But it is holding this fence. It looks like this fence was installed by the neighbor. You may not even own it at all. But the only way you're going to know for certain is if your next door neighbor has a stake survey, or if you get a stake survey. I recommend when you buy, you get one, because anything that comes up on that, like an encroachment, neighbor's fence on your property type of thing, can be handled and can be insured over by the title company once you, if you get that survey within a certain amount of time of purchase. If you don't get the survey until after the purchase, then the title company doesn't have any kind of insurance over it. All right, that's it. Looks nice and open, about as open as you can get in a house like this with the flue up the center like that. But nice. And again, don't be fooled. We do this all the time. The peel and stick tile is really a good option when you have an older house that's not 100% plumb. And probably the windows, the door frames and the doors tell me this is a little bit older than that post-World War II, 1950s style house. Well, there you go. The last look at the kitchen. It's your cabinet space, the kitchen lighting, and a few more shelves over here. All right. Okay, great. Any questions? You know how to get a hold of me. I think what I was really smelling as I come in, I think that was just the breeze, the cold air. It's a little chillier. It was chillier, like 48 degrees when I woke up. It's gonna be 75 today, so it's still a little colder in here than it is outside. That's all I really felt. I don't know, the smell smells like cleaner, and it's easy to think that maybe they covered something up, but I don't think so. I think it's just the fact that they kept it clean because they have showings all day. All right, well, any questions, you know how to get me, and I will see you soon.